Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited to see you here today. We are inside of the co-working room for Curriculum and Co-working Day inside of the course collaboration directory. If you're brand new to me, my name is Melody. I'll be your curriculum guide today. And if you are tuning in from YouTube or LinkedIn, know that there is actually a private area for our curriculum and co-working days, which is inside of a tool called Gobrunch. I'm going to share with you how to access it. But again, this is primarily for those folks who are inside of my group for the directory. So do keep that in mind when you're coming to join us, that you'll need to be inside the group to get notified of these types of events. So first off, how do we access the curriculum and co-working days? Well, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So right here, you can actually see, hello, Tara, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to actually unmute myself. And here you can see there's the room, and I'm going to unmute my mic right here. So I'm going to unmute myself. And hello, Tara. I hope that you can hear me okay. I hope you're doing well. I'm excited for you to be here. It looks like I also have Monica here as well. Thank you so much for being here today. Quick tour around here is that, let me actually show you the cam so you can see my face because I'm actually streaming. This is the camera. You do not have to be on camera today, by the way, and nor do you have to talk out loud, but that is an option. You can also turn on this little circle cam. I'm gonna remove that, but the circle cam is really nice because it looks like I'm actually in the room. Yeah, it's really fun. I really like it. Monica, I know several Monicas and I don't see your last name here, so I don't know which Monica you are. So yeah, okay. Monica, okay, got it. Yes. Monica, I know who you are. Thank you so much for being here. Expert curriculum designer. Super stoked to have you. See you. Oh my gosh, this is like we're actually in the room together. How exciting. Yes, so so cool. So very, very excited. So I wanted to kind of show you around the room, show that if you want to use the microphone, you can absolutely do it. There's no need for you to be constantly on. But just a quick agenda on what we're going to cover today. Obviously, give you a recommendation on how to access the room, show you around some of the features. If at any time during our curriculum time, I don't know if you, actually, let me show you, share my screen. Oh, this is going to be interesting because I'm sharing multiple screens. So let's see how it works. So this is a sharing tool, and this is something that you're going to notice is only available to admins. But in this Gobrunch area, you can actually see this is what you can do if you decide to use something like Gobrunch. But if you want to use that sharing feature, I can basically add somebody as an admin or a quote moderator to do the presentation mode. You can also mute the room. So if you actually, let me see if I can share this screen again. Share my screen. I don't know why I stopped sharing my screen. Okay, so let's try that again. So if you wanted to, for some reason, click on room sound, you can actually mute the room sound. That's really nice because it gives you the ability to take away the distractions if you're doing deeper learning and deeper work. You can also use a reaction button if you want to just share with me that you have a question, raise your hand. This is actually originally for creators. Hi, Dr. Lynetta. Oh, I love that avatar. That is so cute. And then what is really cool about this is you can also do GIFs. So if for some reason you're like, be right back or something like that, that's a really cool feature. And you can just, it just pops over your face like that, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about, like, if for some reason you're just stepped away from your desk, went to the bathroom, got a cup of coffee or something like that. I think it's so fun, and I honestly think that it's one of my favorite places to be when I'm working. To remove the GIF, you're just going to click on your face again. And so that's something that you want to keep in mind. So like I said, let me just make sure that everyone has microphone access because not everyone always does in the beginning, so I always have to just double check. Yep, okay, great. So you do have all that mics feature, and I'm so excited because a lot of you are here. So quickly, if you want to access some of these trainings, this is really being live streamed in the beginning, but I want to leave time for private questions. You can always just feel free to email me. Private questions are great. So this is really interesting. I've never done dual streaming / co-working before, so we will see how it goes today. So first off, let's go ahead and have people send in the chat. Does somebody have, are you working on a new course? Type A in the comments. If you're working on refining your course, type B in the comments. By new course, I'm meaning brand new, because I know all of you are expert course creators in this room. Okay, great. Refining the course. Monica, you're just here to co-work, I guess, maybe. Dr. Lynetta, I know you have several courses. I don't know what they're about because we missed our coffee chat last. I'm working on someone else's course today. Perfect. Okay, great. So I'm going to just share a little bit of what I think might be helpful, and that is my course creator starter outline. Tara, I know that you also are working on refining your course, and I do have a free resource for you for that. So I'm going to give you this group coaching program Audit, and that's available here. Gotta come back. Can't hear. Oh, are you not able to hear me? Are you not able to hear me? Let me know. If you can't hear me, just say I can't hear you, Melody, or if it's something else. Okay, so there is the link to the group coaching program Audit, and that is a really great guide if you're wanting to just get started with how to audit your existing programs, how to identify where students are struggling at most. And the biggest thing that you want to do during that time is really focus on what are the numbers saying about my business that I can identify where areas of improvement. Because as we go into the September period, we all know it's the prime time for enrolling students, right? Because the fall time, back to school, if you will. And it's also a really good time to assess what's not working. What are the things that people have asked to be updated? What are the trends that you're seeing going on right now? This is especially true if you have any curriculum on social media or if you have some sort of curriculum on a software that has recently changed, especially when it comes to differences in the user interface. So using this group coaching program Audit worksheet, you can skip all the way down to the bottom because I do talk a lot about different types of things that you want to look at. And I do have a 3-piece video series on how to review the churn rate, which is essentially the rate at which you're losing students. But if you're more concerned about the curriculum, there is an audit checklist for you to actually check out. And that checklist will incorporate some of the key questions you need to ask yourself, such as where are students struggling? Do you find that you are able to see the sorts of results? So definitely let me know during the session, during our co-working period, if there's a question related to that. I'd be happy to answer and guide you through that. All right, Dr. Lynetta, I hope that you're able to hear me. I know I'm kind of doing double work here, streaming, and then also sharing and doing co-working. So hopefully, okay, you can hear me now. Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little buggy. You kind of have to like refresh, and sometimes changing your seat helps. So perfect. I'm so glad that you're able to hear. So I was on my phone. Oh, yes, it is really preferable to be on your on the desktop. So that is something to think about. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to dedicate time on our clock to really focus on one particular piece of course building out. So if you're looking for accountability buddy, a partner to work through it, let's write out in the comments what we're going to be working on. And I'm going to share it with you in the comments what I'll be doing as well. You're welcome to actually use your voice in the microphone if you'd like, but no pressure because I know some people don't prefer that. So Let me just type in the chat. Let's see. I'm going to be working on my membership content calendar for August. And I'm probably going to be doing some work on a LinkedIn article as well. So I've got quite a bit of work to do on that one, but I just finished that. I have a course audit and review doc that my team put together. Okay, perfect. I love that. I love that they already did that for you. That's awesome. What are we working on today, Dr. Lynetta? Course landing page. Yes, that's awesome. Yes, I met Dr. Lynetta in Heartbeat community, so that was so much fun. I love that. It's such a great community. It's a bit busy. If you haven't used Heartbeat before, it's one of my favorite apps, and it's a really great tool. It's a beta tool, but yeah, it's very busy. I have to check my notifications. Yeah, I like it. It's great. So if you're ever interested in checking my Heartbeat out, I'll send you the link and you can check it out. I have a free community there. I would say that I don't know if it's going to completely replace Facebook for me. I thought that at once it would, but it's definitely not replaced Facebook for me so far. So we will see. We're gonna try and test things out. Okay, great. And then Monica's working on course curriculum for a client. Fabulous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up time on the clock. Since there's no real questions, I'm going to go ahead and move forward with timing. And we're going to have some fun music and relax a bit. I found this website, Pixabay, so we're going to listen to some happy music. You can mute the room if you need to. If you have a question, you can type it in the chat, or I think most of you already are Facebook friends with me, so you can always DM me if you have a private question, or email me. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and let's do the timer. All right, we've got about 5 more minutes of our curriculum quiet time. So wrap up whatever you're working on the next 5 minutes, or you can continue working, but we'll be closing out soon. All right, my good friends, we have reached our 30 minutes. Let's circle back. How are we feeling today? All right, my good friends, we have reached our 30 minutes. Pomodoro Let's circle back. How are we feeling today? All right, my good friends, we have reached our 30 minutes. Pomodoro Let's circle back. How are we feeling today? All right, my good friends. It does, actually. I can give you a tour of it sometime. It's like basically what you have to do is you create these like rooms within it. And then like if you I'm trying to see, I don't want to like exit the room. The admin has something let me see if I can share my screen. There's something called all rooms and you can see like a diagram of what's there. It's not I wouldn't say it's quite where you can have a ton of like clubs or whatnot yet. Let me see if I can reshare it. Oh yeah, I like it. I think it's really great. So yeah, if you click under all rooms, you can see these are the rooms that I have access to. This one's interesting because basically what you can do is broadcast video and audio to all rooms, which is really great if you're holding some sort of like virtual event. I personally like it because I kind of feel like I need people around me. I Even though I'm an introvert, I kind of like just being around people. Like even though they're not talking to me. So, that's just me, but yeah, so that is like I'm streaming within a stream within a stream, and so it's always kind of interesting to see how it works out. But I'm glad to hear that you like this setup. Gobrunch was I don't know if it is anymore. It was a lifetime deal on AppSumo, and I don't know where Dr. Lanyetta went because oh you're sitting on the couch. I didn't see you. I was like, where did Dr. Lanyetta go? I see you typing, but I don't. Oh, it's not anymore. Okay. Yeah, it was on AppSumo, but it's not anymore. Okay. Lounge on the couch. Love it. So good. Okay. So I guess now I just want to circle back. How Yes, it did sell out. You missed out. Yeah. I mean, I think it's great software and tool. I'm happy to do a tour of that if anyone has questions about it. If you're watching on live stream, you don't need to go and check this out. Come and join me in the coffee and curriculum days. I'm messing up the words because I have used so many of those alliterations recently. So I would love for you all to tell me what you did during your time. Was there something that you had a question on? If there's not, totally fine. We'll close out the session at the top of the hour and leave some more time for quiet co-working time, and then I'll close the live stream. But in the chat, tell me, did you accomplish one tiny thing, even if it was just something small? If there was something you had a question on, you can also ask that as well. I love seeing these typing in chats. I love this. This is so fun. I feel like I'm really here with you. I got one of my modules outlined. Woo! Yes, so good. I am so happy. That's really exciting. And I know you have your own framework for that. A lot accomplished off my to-do list for today. Hey, that's totally fair. I was trying to think of like what I was going to do is create I make these, you know how people make those content calendars for social media? Well, I just remembered thinking, why don't people have curriculum content calendars? So I actually made some. Oh, this is great. I love this. I rearranged my curriculum. Is it normal to complete your course, take a step back, and then realize wrong order? Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, sometimes you kind of like you need something to get your your ideas out on paper, and that makes total sense. So let me know. I'd love to hear from you. You don't have to comment here, but let me know if there's a better way for you to get more support. I would love for you to tell me what you would like to see for next time because we are going to do this again next week. But next week, we're focusing on workflows. So essentially, it's basically like here we're going to focus on curriculum. Next week, we're going to focus on workflows. So if there's something in your CRM system, your email marketing platform, or you're training a VA or some sort of other team member, that's a great time to just get some work done, get support, and answer questions. So I'd love to see how I can support making this easier for you. I hope that the music wasn't distracting. I tried to turn it down the second time. What was the Google Doc you posted? How are we supposed to use it? Yeah, great question. So that's the Course Creator Starter Outline, and it's basically a way for you to organize your ideas. Everyone has their different way of organizing. Some people are napkin users, but just to give you a quick rundown of how you use it, I'm going to share my screen. I don't know how you all post-it notes for me. Yes, post-it notes work. I like that. That makes sense. I actually mapped out my master's curriculum with that strategy, and it's very effective, especially if you don't have a ton of time and you don't need to write it out. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. Can you, I can't, let me see here. Can you see my screen? Okay. And feel free to use the microphone if you want to. That's totally fine. So what this is the Course Creator Starter Outline. And essentially what this is how I map out my modules when I'm thinking about creating a course. Right now, I kind of have my own way of doing it because I've done it for so long, but when I first started and I tried to explain it to somebody who was making their course for the first time, I found that people got really confused about how do I organize it, because people have many different ways to organize ideas. This is the way that I came up with. You have your module topic idea and you break it down within that topic. So Monica has her own way, which is absolutely great. Everyone has their different way, but this way is based off of the way I was taught as a teacher and with instructional design. So essentially the end goal or the learning goal, we're breaking it down into the objective level, which is essentially showcasing how do we actually have the student achieve a specific lesson. So I think of it more as a nesting doll where we have the learning goal is the big goal, and then within that we have the actual lessons, and then you can see that how it's broken down where there's actually an assessment at the end, which is the like, let me see here if it's activity type PDF, right? So I'm sure Monica can share some tips as well, because I know that I have this way, but it's not like the only way. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Good to know. It's like sharing on one area. Okay. Share again. Chrome, entire screen. Share. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Can you see it now? It's like a white screen right now. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah, so basically what I was saying is we have the larger picture, the learning goal, and then within that we have the lessons, and then we have assessments within that. So basically what I kind of try to say is, what's the key takeaways? Like, what do people actually going to walk away with tangible skills? And then after that, what's the actual module? Like, how can we break that down further? So if somebody is going to learn how to apply SEO strategy, then we need to actually look at how do we introduce that topic. And some people can argue and say, well, we want to break it down and everyone must go through the lessons step by step. We must go through module 1, module 2, which is why some people do drip content. Other people argue and say that adults don't need that kind of structure or format, that we kind of skip around. I tend to favor the idea that learners really learn out of their own relevance and their goals. So what I tend to think of is, if we were to create a self-paced curriculum, we want to make it so that if someone was starting from scratch and they wanted to start from ground zero, how can we support that learner? Now, that doesn't mean to say that people won't jump around. It just means that people will probably, they'll decide what they want to do with the curriculum. And of course, we can, you can make the argument, let's add in this Onboarding Sequence, which I just had a YouTube video on, so you should check it out. I'm really proud of it. So this is what I would say is breaking it down in the modules. What's the end result that my student wants to achieve? How can I break it down for them within the objective level? There's actually like a whole training that I have that covers A, B, C, D of this, and Monica knows exactly what I'm talking about. Delivery method, what's the way that we're teaching this, and then the activity type, which is essentially, do we have some sort of learning assessment here? Do we have a PDF? Do we have a quiz? Something that will engage the student's brain and their learning style to be able to better process that information. There's a whole theory behind cognitive learning theory and how adults learn and how people learn. And I just find it fascinating. I did a whole research study on, a research paper that is, on cognitive learning theory and how small businesses can leverage that effectively for their online courses. So I like it. This is what I use. I have different templates that I use now, which is a little bit more complex. That's my group program one. I'd have to look it up. Maybe the next time I'll share that with you all. All right, so any other questions? I use the same framework. Okay, so hopefully, but I could hear you typing. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that you could hear me typing. And I think it's because my microphone was right next to my iPad. So so that's why I was making that sound. Ah, yeah, my friend who owns another membership, Marisa, actually, what she does is she created a custom video. Marisa, if you're watching this, I'm telling all about your membership. That program is one of my favorites, and Marisa actually introduced me to Gobrunch. But basically, they created to share a YouTube link, which is a private unlisted video which has audio playlists, which is actually a lot more effective than what I did. And so what we'll do is it will actually stream within the group, and you can set it to autoplay if you want, or not autoplay. And what ends up happening is when somebody enters the room, they could pause that music, they could turn it off, they could decrease or increase the volume level, which is pretty nice. So I like it. It's more effective than what I did today, because I just realized that because I'm streaming, I can't use certain music that I normally would on co-working, which is licensed commercial type music. So yeah, I think maybe I'll just add another playlist in here and make it a little bit more commercial accessible, if that makes sense. Yeah. There's a feature in here that says share link, and then it will ask you if you for the admins, because I'm an admin, I can see that, but y'all can't see it because that is not like an option. But it is something that you can customize to your own design. And Gobrunch is definitely a great spot for presentations too. Like this room format, if you wanted to make a big format like an auditorium, you can select that option. With the way that the plan is right now, I don't think there's different types of plans, so you'd have to check the plan level on format. But the folks who created it, the founder is really nice. I haven't met him personally, but I do get his emails and he asks questions about beta features and things like that. So I actually really like it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually I probably did get it. I just haven't checked. I have so many emails I need to unsubscribe to. But I like it. It's definitely one of the tools that my vision, and I'll just tell you, is that I want people to come in and get what they need and really be able to deliver the kind of curriculum that they want to teach. And I've talked with Marisa about this, and I've talked to other people, because learning doesn't have to be just the Zoom kind of fatigue that I see all this time. And I really want the opportunity to connect with people in different ways. So I truly hope that we can make that happen with new software like this and with connecting up with awesome people like you all in this room. So thank you so much for supporting me on today's first Curriculum and Co-working Day, the first of several to come. Next week, we'll be doing this for workflows. We've got about 8 or so minutes left in this stream, but while you're here, any other questions, things that you would like me to look at, or just overall feedback? Yes, thank you. I'm so thrilled to have you here. And to see you lounging on the couch makes me so happy. I love it. I love it. Oh, it's so great. Awesome. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to close out the stream. So, streaming people, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to have you here. If you want to get in on this coffee and courses, I definitely would love for you to join. Make sure that you enter in your information to the course collaboration directory, a free listing for your membership or group coaching program, so you can get more referrals and grow your recurring revenue. That's it for today for my streamers out there. Thanks so much for joining me, and we're out.